My sister and I are very close, and she was one of these people that called me up one day and said, "Can you manifest a partner for me?" And I said, "Well, if I knew how to manifest a partner, I would manifest one for myself." So I said, look, we'll manifest together. And we wrote out.
You create your own reality.
Okay.
You create your own reality.
Well, that's interesting because we have very entangled energy and we call each other twinsies. We're not twins, but things seem to happen at the same time for the both of us that are very similar. And so I was in Dallas in May for my 40th birthday on Cinco de Mayo, and my sister came to visit me from Oregon. And my dad was a fireman, and she met a fireman that night. And now she's moving to Dallas, they're getting married and having babies. And I'm like, did the universe get confused with my manifestation because we're so connected? And then when she...
Really?
No, really. Because, no, really.
Really?
Because then fast forward, she comes to Dallas, and she was visiting, I guess, like 2 weeks ago. And we were at the American Airlines Center in a suite that I manifested for free, a $20,000 suite that just was given to me. And she's like, here, you're doing it again. People just hand you these wonderful things. And so she said, now I'm going to manifest a man for you. You need to think about a man who's going to say, when are you free for dinner? I want to take you out. It has to be mature and appropriate and healthy. And so what do you think happens? A man comes into the suite and he says to me, I'd like to take you to dinner. Let me know when you're free. And those are my sister's words. Like, I didn't even ask for that to happen. So I'm interested to know if you can sort of co-create with someone else and do this dance along the way, or did she speak the words that I was, like my internal compass was focused on?
Well, some of all of that. And of course, we're having fun with you when we say you create your own reality, but you really do. No one else can offer a vibration for you. Others certainly can influence your vibration, but it is not a good idea to put your creation in the hands of someone else or to take the responsibility of being the creator of someone else. Certainly it's fun to co-create together. You see, we've been saying for a while that one who is in the receptive mode, when you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on, you have so much more leverage. This creative energy, which is available to all when you're wide open and it's flowing through you, especially when you know it is, especially when you expect it to, then you don't get in the way. You don't introduce resistance into it. So there's a case to be made that you could believe in anyone. Someone could convince you that they had the ability to create for you. And if you really believed that they had the ability to create for you, then you would use that as your reason to expect more on your own behalf. It's all about your response to everything. You see what we're getting at? The reason that we are playful and teasing about things like this is because we think it is so important to accept your own ability to create your own reality. And what so many people do with one another is they are replacing their connection with their inner being with other people, which is not a stable connection. Most people are looking for approval from other humans who are around them. They're looking for validation or appreciation from them. And in the process, they wean themselves away from where their true source of power is and their true source of clarity is, and they accept a substitute that is far inferior to that. And then they think that's a good idea because it seems productive in some ways or fun in some ways. And we're just a little stubborn about not really encouraging that. Of course, you do not create someone else's reality. But there is also something to say about the power of focus. And that's the other reason that we were teasing with you a little bit, because we never talk about the power of no because there isn't one. If you've been listening to us for a while, you don't hear us guiding you toward or away from anything. What we want to do is help you to understand how the system works and to be consciously aware of what you're asking for and line up with what you're asking for, and then notice it as it is in the process of becoming. That's how you discover your true empowerment. But we are not those who say no to anything. And as sure as we said no more conversation about death, the very next person who came to the chair demonstrated the very point that there is no such thing as no. All it does is activate something and add momentum to it and take it further, you see. Well, that's what goes on when you're playing with other friends. You add momentum to one another. Every thought that has ever been thought still exists. And when you focus on a thought and activate it within yourself, it's logical that law of attraction would bring to you, and this is what you were asking, bring to you others who are similar in the vibration that you're offering. And so that's why co-creating is such a fun thing. We just don't want you ever to give anyone the impression that you have power over their experience, or let anyone else give you the impression that they have power over your experience, because everything that you've been asking for is on its way to you. And it really is what influences are causing you to relax and allow. Did you follow that? We're going to say it again because we really want you to hear it. Everything that everyone wants is on the way to them. To the degree that they are allowing it, they are seeing evidence, momentum, and results. So the factor that you all have conscious control over is the allowing factor, the believing factor. And that's what you do for one another through the clarity of your own example, or through the encouragement that you give one another. You help to sometimes improve someone's expectation about something. Focus upon the subject is what attracts it.
Well, just to add to that, the funny thing, you probably won't think this is funny, but I thought it was pretty cool. The gentleman that you had picked on before with the hat on just there, I was supposed to sit in that seat, and then you called on him, and I just had a chat with him by the ladies' room, and I said, you know, I really want to get picked, and I've been to these workshops before, and then I stood up, and next thing I know, I'm on stage, and this is the best manifestation I've ever had, so thank you so much.
We want you to consider the concept. It'll be fun for you as you're moving through the days that are following. Just think about thoughts being in the air, like the radio signals are in the air. And then think about what you may be tuning your thoughts to. And then watch how the universe will deliver to you evidence of the thoughts that are active within you. It's a really good process to help you to feel the power of your own focus.